Hello everyone. I don't know where I should start. Today I just want to tell you guys my English learning journey. Hi, my name is Salem, and if you are Vietnamese or foreigner who are listening to me, welcome to my podcast. Thank you for spending your valuable time listening to me. It took me such a long time of thinking about sharing my English learning journey for you guys. Because I know that I'm not good enough to share this one, and I know that there's a lot of excellent one out there who can do better than me. But also this time, the message from my heart told me that just do anything you want today. If you think that you can do, just do immediately, because you don't know what value you're gonna get tomorrow. So I decided to do what my heart told me.
Actually, I'm not a good learner and flexible person. When I encounter something new, I need time to catch it. When it comes to learning English, it's a long story to me. And before that, I, myself, used to a person who really hates English. But now, everything has changed. I can use English to work and to expand my word lecture. And I'm happy with learning English every day. So I could say that English has changed my life. I'm not a student in the linguistic field, and I also don't have any background in English, even though most Vietnamese students have a good chance to learn English in the secondary school, so I didn't count English as my favorite subject that I should have. Through 6 years of sitting at school, learning a thing that forced me to have a high grade, even though I didn't really understand using it in a real life, and I didn't even understand what I have to learn it for. You know, when we learn something but we didn't apply it in the real life and it is useless. English for me at that time is like that. It was useless and I really hated it for all of my time I learned it. That's true. I used to admire my close friend who excelled in English in high school. She's really best at talking, in doing a test related to English. When looking at the moment she discussed the affair with the foreigners, I just say, wow, amazing, how could you do it? So, because of the peer pressure of witnessing my friend who can learn and use English really well while I couldn't do it, sometimes I just want to ignore it, reject it, and get it out of my life. When I was in the university, I had a lot of chances to study abroad in an exchange student program because I didn't have English. When I graduated and started looking for a job, I felt lots of times because I did all English myself. Actually, I had a job, but that was the one I didn't like. I just worked for earning money to run my life, and you can guess the rate of that job was really low because I didn't put the effort into it. So my life was so boring. I didn't know what should I do next because I didn't have a good field to apply for all the jobs. Whether the employer accepted me when they knew I couldn't use English, whether I was good enough to apply to other fields. Sitting in the corner of my room and I started crying. I was depressed most of the time when looking at my friends who are confident talking with foreigners and getting lots of things, a good job, a good life, and lots of opportunities to do anything what I was searching for it and trying to get it, but it seemed hopeless. So what should I do now? I was wondering. When scrolling through Facebook, I saw the information about learning English in the Philippines. It was something new to me, and I was impressed a lot. So I kept it in my mind. I remember the image of my parents when they took me to the dorm of the university in Ho Chi Minh City, and when we said goodbye because they have to back to the hometown. And that was one of the loneliest feelings that I had all in my life. The first time living far away from my parents. And now, if I decided to study abroad alone, I would be again homesick and lonely and face the things that I had not met before. I would miss my beloved ones a lot, and I was not sure if I could stand on it or not. I was thinking a lot and worrying a lot. But this is my life. I have to face it, to deal with it. I decided to quit my job and came there to study English for 3 months. I got a lot of new things in my life. The first time flying out of Vietnam to come to a new country. The first time living with foreigners, and the first time using English in all of my activities. The first week there is like my honeymoon. Yes, someone already told me about it and I agree with it. I feel very excited about everything. I show up anything on my Facebook with my beloved people, and I feel free after such a long time stuck in English, even though I could speak only with small words and short sentences. From the second week, everything changed. I was shocked by the food not familiar to me, and I had to eat something really different from Vietnamese food. I got in trouble when living with foreigners. We misunderstood each other. I got some terrible things at the school where I was studying. My brain didn't work well compared to the first time, and I couldn't understand what my teachers were talking about. Sometimes I feel sad and depressed, sometimes I cry. Still sitting in the corner and crying as the time living in Vietnam. In addition, the climate in Baguio is like the climate in Đà Lạt, Vietnam. It is cold, and I suffer from allergic rhinitis. I couldn't bear this climate even though I wore many layers of warm clothing. I feel sick most of the time, and actually I feel homesick. But the sparkles after a bad feeling is that I still had some happy moments when I got a new friend in Korea. When we play games together, when we talk, when we share, when we sang, when we presented the topic, when we climbed on the top of the mountain together, when we were strolling around to enjoy the beauty of Baguio at night, when we went to the supermarket, bought something and cooked and ate together, when we laughed, when we cared for each other, when we drank coffee on the rooftop to see the beautiful mountains, when we sat on the jeepney to go somewhere and the driver was good at English, he can lead the tour as a tour guide, when we had a party and danced together, when we went to the church and took some pictures with flowers, and when we understood mutual. That was also the time I had to say goodbye to Baguio to everyone I met back in Vietnam after 3 months. On the airplane, I was happy because I was about to meet my parents, and at that time I was thinking about starting a new life from the beginning. I was waiting about 6 months to get into my current company. Before that, I failed a lot of interviews with a lot of companies because I thought I was good enough to pass all of the interviews, but I was wrong. God taught me humbleness and learning is the thing that I should learn lifelong. Thanks to his lesson, I realized that even in the failure, it's not a big problem. We still got some experiences from it. This is a thing that I didn't learn from the time I was unemployed. I wish that I could get it sooner so that I could snap out of the stress and depression. I feel lucky when I got a chance to work at my current company. We do the service to supply foreign teachers to schools and to everyone who wants to learn English. I'm working in the sales department where I can meet a lot of customers and talk with them, where I work with foreign teachers in teaching English. Working in this environment motivates me in practicing English through speaking and listening, so my English has improved a lot. Now, I'm not insecure when meeting foreigners. I'm confident enough to meet and talk and work with them. I remember one guest who rested at our hotel because my parents runs a hotel business. He is from Netherlands. Told me that if you want to get English, you must live and work in an English environment. The journey from the Philippines is kind of momentum that helps me to get out of the scary feeling of speaking English, makes me love English, and has a good sense of continuing to learn English. Now, English is just an inevitable part of my life. Thanks to English, I could expand my relationship. I could read and learn a lot of things. I could do a lot of what I couldn't do before. It's so amazing. Now, I'm really happy with my life. I'm not afraid anymore of failure. I can try anything I love. I believe that if we do not succeed, we can get the experiences. It's not about the results, it's about the responses. Now, I don't have time to sit in the corner to cry as I used to do. I'm busy with lots of projects and ideas, like this podcast. I believe in when I start with the first step, other good things will come along. So, when you want to do something, don't be afraid. Just do it today. The response will come tomorrow. Even if it's good or bad, it's still a lesson.